AK and Marshall Henderson had back in 2013. There's only one spot remaining in our quarterfinal Friday. It will belong to A&M or OU, and A&M swept the regular season series. And the opening tip goes out of bounds. Bucky McMillan can't. Here's a deep one right off the bat that's short. But an offensive rebound. Isaacs finds Griffin. He's been hot lately, but he can't connect. And it's an 0 for 2. Tough to figure out what A&M is doing defensively in the half-court, possession by possession. Darion Reed finishes. They'll show zone. It's a man.
Well, a good read by Oklahoma, knowing that the Aggies are going to try to exploit that mismatch down low, but they bring the help.
Aggie picks up the loose ball, finishes at the rim.
Energy, getting loose balls, offensive rebounds, blocks. They know it's good for the rest of the night.
Griffin with the reverse, and the Kansas Trama, Richardson High School in Dallas.
I think that's a good sign for him. He can't just settle from three.
Woo! Agee with the steal and the jam.
You got to anticipate the trap, especially if a ball handler gets it. They want to make somebody else besides a primary ball handler bring it up the court.
Pack turns it into a mid-range with a sprint ahead.
Tempo and some big-time shot makers on the Sooner side.
Isaacs dumps it off for Agee. Goes right into Agee and finishes.
He's a below-the-rim guy, but he uses his for the key. This is where they make you kind of second guess. Are they in zone, man? Now they're clearly in man, but causes hesitation.
Interpacks after last night's game. It was a very physical contest. He ended up on the floor a couple of times, banged his head on the hardwood. Here's Brown. What can Brown do for you? Another big ball. No whistle on that try and the putback. 4 on 3 for a moment. Quick three. Pack. Yes, sir. Nigel Pack with a
couple months. So this Oklahoma team with a massive opportunity in front of them. You can see the sense of urgency they're playing with right now.
Dayton Forsythe turns around. Here's Elliott Tonsu. Tournament title. The win last night against South Carolina turned into a comfortable victory late for OU. Dominguez fires again. He doesn't waste much time.
Three-point shooting to offset really the three-point shot making the Sooners have.
Pack from the top of the key.
Wingspan, and he acts like the defender's not even there.
Jamie Benson gets inside for A&M. He's earned some playing time lately, but Oklahoma finally finds a defensive rebound.
We're going to see a ton of three-point shots in this game. The Aggies defend it really well, but you get a bunch of them off. And
3 for 3 from deep, 4 for 4 from the floor for Nigel Pack. What a move by Dominguez with the fake. Followed.
Started to defend the two better. They've defended the rim better because they're packing more guys in. That's going to lead to more three-point shot opportunities for the Aggies.
Tate Davis gets to the. Oklahoma has made 8 of its first 11 shots. Dominguez rejected by Agee. In the Big 12. Here's Griffin. Agee gives it up. Zach Clements for 3.
Not panicking.
Here's Forsythe from the corner. Jones will tee it up. And the mulligan pays off for Oklahoma. Reed deep.
Second game in a row by the team that had a rest day, and you start to wonder if Pack and others like on this Sooners team, just the familiarity with the arena, back-to-back game.
Small town Dale, Oklahoma for Forsythe, and Xavier Brown, big city. Griffin may have gotten away with a step. Here he is teeing one up from deep. Got it. Rylan Griffin for 3. Agee lost the handle on a would-be rebound. Aggies pushing it the other way. Isaacs gives it up and knocked out of back.
Yeah, good deflection, but more so bad offense.
Brown heaves. Elliott Tonsu, the Siberian with the putback.
What good will.
Reed got away with a push-off. Step through, finds Pack on the cut. Timeout, Texas A&M. Bucky, you played hard on both ends. Malik, you played hard on the defensive end. And they really had a moment to shine, and a foul on Clements on that drive.
SEC. So yes, if you want any chance at slowing the Razorbacks down, you better get back in a hurry, get your game.
You know, Chin Coleman sitting over there behind us, just showed him on camera. I told him today at practice, I said, just unexpected mid-season turnaround. 5 to shoot. Reed shares it to Davis late, and he will get a trip to the free throw line, and he shoots. And the slugging Vanderbilt Commodores play host to LSU, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Tay Davis was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, Warren Central in Indianapolis. Hey, Bucky McMillan, one of the last coaches hired in the cycle, had to rush to put this roster together. He got great support from the...
Is that good enough threat?
I mean, it works.
Now you got to have money to compete in this league. There's some power conferences out there where
you're going to pay me millions anyway. Might as well give me millions to put together my roster, because when you fire me, you're going to cut that same check.
Has earned his way, has had doubters really at every level, thinking that his high school strategy couldn't make it in D1, and then they didn't think it would work.
McGee committed his first personal. AG 75% free throw.
About 2 or 3 days rest, and we'll just play on game days just to let your body catch up. He goes, Coach, I'm not Tennessee. We loved when opponents had press breaks that required multiple guys coming up.
Off the mark, and a foul on the floor. It's 9 minutes for the Sooners. Jadon Jones turnaround. Isaacs the rebound. A&M is hoping to repeat tonight. They did not shoot the ball well in the first half in that one, but shot the lights out in the second half to get it to overtime. That one goes for Popeye.
Hard fought victories going up against the stable of bigs that Florida has.
Here's Darion Reed. Well, to Dari's point,
a wide margin, that makes it very hard to come back in spurts and get big runs on this Oklahoma team who's so good at getting back.
Here's Griffin.
Don't want to bring multiple guys to the ball, and that's a little bit of a Hail Mary play.
But it turns into a run out and a bucket for Brown.
Oh, good job by Texas,
who hadn't played over the last 7 games, but is getting some run tonight for the Aggies. Isaacs got it.
I think it's a good read by Isaacs, because even though Pack was there,
that occurred twice against SMU and Oklahoma State. Lost both of those. Isaacs ties up McGee.
I think every time A&M started to penetrate it, the Oklahoma would just sink on any penetration and keep it on the perimeter.
Pack floater, teardrop good.
One at A range.
They approach the 1-minute mark of the first half. And a foul on Davis. Here's Griffin. Oklahoma softball is a day night under the lights in Baton Rouge. Griffin 2 for 2 from the line. Davis with the assist to Reed.
And Davis celebrates with the true primary guards can be up the court, and they trust you to handle the ball pressure. That's a special skill set.
Griffin with the bucket. You know, you gave me that same. About a 10-second difference in the game and shot clock. Xavier Brown cut off. Fadeaway 14-footer good.
How great is that? You try to run action for Pat.
Cross court into the corner, and now Marcus Hill. Pop Isaacs gives it up. Clements can shoot. Yeah. And he buries it.
They're going to have their opportunity.
Davis pocket pass. And pick an Aggie on that foul, either Griffin or Aggies.
A good interior going up against a good shot fake.
I was always second off the ground. Never worked for me. The highest scoring games have come this season after starting his career playing for Nate Oates at Alabama. Winner of this one gets Arkansas. Pack has it blocked by Agee. Push ahead to Hall. Beat his man down the floor. And Muhammad McGee. Offensive rebound, and Reed going to the line. It'll be the second on AG. AG just moved his man out of the way. Now he's like up to a red-hot start, but has slowed since. Hill tips to Clements and couldn't corral it. Just flash hand signals and get guys to change. You tried to give him up. get him to give up state secrets, but he demurred. Here's Isaacs for three. Communication to pass in what defense they're going to be in. Here's a steal and a jam. Ali Diba's first bucket.
And they might do some zone and do a lot of adjustments. It makes the opponent have to focus on them more than themselves, probably more so than any other. Might could get hurt. Well, it's because of just that.
Hill up the feed from Isaacs and got trampled. But before that, a whistle
on when that clock starts and doesn't start, especially. They won't review it.
All JC players in points better than 25 a game when he was at Southern. Online poker savant. He's got all his chips in the middle now as they look to go on a run. Brown drives. No good. Yella Thompson with the tip. Agee gives it up. Clements inside. Here's Forsythe. Forsythe, 15-footer. Agee back. Griffin fires. And Tay Davis finds it.
It was right there.
Here's Davis. Got it. Big three for Oklahoma and Tay Davis, his first three of the night.
Yeah, that was.
Oklahoma comes out of there with it. Forsythe drives. No whistle on that drive. And
a few minutes here for A&M to keep this thing close. If Oklahoma can extend this thing back towards 20, it's going to be awful hard for A&M to close the gap yet again.
McGee on the offense in the half court. And Reed gets his hands on it for a deflection. There will be 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
And Pack did just a really nice job. He was chasing the shooter.
Jones for three. Another offensive rebound, and then McGee is fouled, perhaps by Griffin. We'll see which Aggie picks up the.
Just constantly. What if we lose on Wednesday to LSU?
Hold on. What do you mean the outside noise? Yeah. That call is.
A couple teams that had their number or were close to having their number. The miraculous play by it's different on that third day.
Well, the noise never stops in the blue. Brown tried to bank it in, and Darion Reed keeps it with Oklahoma. Beautiful finish. Great effort. Diba gives it up to Agee. He's going Ron Slay here. Gets it to go. They're backing him down and getting.
As that other teams don't is the amount of ball handlers they have. And this was an Oklahoma team.
Nigel Pack for three.
When he caught that ball, he kind of.
Holloway looking to make something happen, driving on Pack. And a foul on Yella Thompson.
Look how Pack, probably 100,000 jumpers in the practice facility throughout his college career. Catching it with that sideways grip.
Bounce into the corner, and Griffin no good.
Between these two?
Yeah.
Oh, that is tough. I'm going to have to fish back that question.
It's now a verb.
Basketball of the season, that's unquestioned, but I think the seeding that would benefit the Aggies would put them in a more.
A big-time guard matchup should Oklahoma hold on to this lead. They take on Darius Acuff, reflective of just how dominant Todd Golden's team has been this season. McGee fouled. Ali Diba picks up his first.
Wow. And I think a lot of that too, the way Oklahoma can load up the paint, they're in better defensive rebounding position.
Sean Agee with his first trip. Baseline jumper good for Xavier Brown.
And as a defense, but I also have some guys that can just bail you out when the play isn't working.
Agee leans in and banks it in.
You can tell he's not ready to pass from one side to the other when there's still about 4 seconds to start.
Davis with the rebound. Federico with the foul. The previous coach departed from Maryland. Davis has another free throw and
on. But I will say, this is Oklahoma's third crack at A&M. When you enter the NCAA tournament,
Oklahoma has not shot the ball well in the second half. Just 2 for 12 from deep and 5 for 13 from 2. But that one took up. The last time you saw somebody 6'5", 180 flex. Here's Forsythe leading the break. Feeds Pack off the window and in.
That'd be like Pack say more. And when coaches try to switch up game plans over and over again and say, well, that didn't work, let's try this.
Pack took a shot to the face on the drive by Hill.
Because of the end result,
but it's just contact.
It wasn't, he didn't get punched in the face. It was incidental head-to-head contact. They were both bleeding from the nose, and we got 2 of them.
No, they probably
okay. Doesn't make any. That's my point. It doesn't make any sense because it was incidental contact. A&M shooting just 38% tonight. 8 for 28 from 3. All alone, run out. James. Darian Reed.
Wasted. I mean, A&M's got 10 offensive rebounds and 0 points to show for it. That's almost unheard of.
Brown fouls.
You get to gather around, and rarely during the course of the season do you have time to reflect. Selection Sunday is one of those days where you get to reflect, be proud, and then get back to it.
That is a big, deep conference now, but congrats to our friend Frank. Here's Holloway with the run out. First year in the.
I don't know how all the other bubble teams would feel about it.
He helped Roman Catholic to a Catholic League title in Philly in 23. Stayed home to play for St. Joe's. That St. Joe's team winning.
Essentially a winless January outside of a January 3rd win. They spent about a month on the wrong side of the win-loss column, and they've kept
streak. Hill's able to get it around Jones, and only 12 seconds left.
Looked him off.
Well, he's in a box score. That counts for something. 20-point win for Oklahoma over Texas A&M. Teams under 500 in the league and had a 9-game losing streak. We'll wait for word on Nigel Pack's health. He looks good from distance. Now Nigel Pack versus Darius Acuff, and a tremendous Arkansas backcourt that is not just Acuff. But the day starts 1 o'clock Eastern.